Men are poorer than ever before. Men are more broke than ever before. And by the way, I'm not just referring to the average man. I'm referring to men who've made money, men who are somewhat successful. Even wealthy men are poorer and actually losing money, don't have as much money, and can't use their money to their advantage as much any longer. What the hell is going on? How's this happened? Well, obviously, inflation plays a massive part, the cost of living as well, the costs are rising. But there's other reasons as well. Other reasons you may not have heard of. And stay tuned to the end of this video because I think the last one is the most important and vital one of them all. And again, this applies to all men of all backgrounds, all salaries, etc., and all countries too. Wages have stagnated no matter where you are in the world, but the price of things have gone up. Yes, as coffee prices go up and wages stay exactly the same, that's a good barometer to see how expensive and ludicrous things are. Look at London, for example, where you're actually approaching over $6 for a coffee. Yeah, it's that expensive and it's not worth it. The coffee is that small. It is absolutely absurd how much things are costing. Back in the day, you could have a nice day out. You could go to the cinema and go for a meal and do a bit of shopping. Now you're lucky to do even one of those things in one day. With the prices skyrocketing and wages staying the same, men are broke because they are just spending the money they need to survive. They are spending money on the food they need for nutrition or to support a family and just to feed the family, just to pay the mortgage, just to pay the rent, just to pay the electricity, the gas, etc. It's ridiculous. And as wages flatline and prices go up, how the hell are men supposed to save? Men supposed to invest? Men supposed to become wealthy? It's virtually impossible. Men were sold a dream in their young age. It all started in high school, how they needed to go to college, go to university, get a degree, and then they'll get the best jobs, the best careers. They'll become so successful. Here's the problem. With the cost of college and university, especially in the West, rising at an alarming rate, and of course, it's so easy to get some college loans and get some debt so it can fund your so-called education. Here's the thing. College debt cripples dreams. You will be, despite what people say and despite what they insist and despite how much they gaslight you, you will be paying off your debt for many years to come. And was it worth it? Was it worth studying a business degree to then become an administrator? Was it worth studying languages and history to end up working as a restaurant manager? Probably not. See, the thing is, college debt cripples your dreams because you can't progress in life, you can't invest, you can't buy that property, you can't invest in that business idea because you're still paying off the interest and the debt for a useless degree, a useless education that has paid no dividends, done nothing for your advancement as a man. More and more men are waking up to this. More and more men are figuring out that actually it doesn't make sense. There's no logic behind it. Why on earth should they and would they want to even entertain the idea of any degree or any college education when that debt alone will be with them and burden them for the rest of their life? And that's why they're poorer and that's why they're broke. The housing bubble crushes so many people and it's crushed men. Men wanted to move out. Men wanted to become landlords. Men wanted to invest. Men wanted to maybe start a real estate portfolio. But no matter when they've invested or how they've invested, especially in the last couple of years, the bubbles and the dips and the ups and downs and the mortgage rates, etc., it's crippling men. What seemed like a good investment at the time, what seemed like a sizable deposit, is now a burden he cannot sell, a burden that always costs him money. I've been in real estate for 15 years. And if I begin to tell you what's happened to me this year, 2024, it's driven me insane because I've had expense after expense after expense. I've had void periods. I've had the lot. It's been crazy. Was it worth it? No. And I'm an investor. What about the guy that buys that house for his family and he can't afford to live there because the interest rates are going up, because the banks are screwing him over, because maybe even the housing market crashes and then he's going to make a loss of that purchase that he made when he thought it was a good deal. That's why men are poorer. Before we continue, let me tell you about some guides that I've created that could change your life completely. How to turn your life around as an average man, the power of walking away, how to survive alone as a man, and many other courses as well. They're all in the description below and the pinned comment. And I'm running a 50% sale off those courses, so check that out today. Now, in case you haven't realized, social media is incredibly toxic. And by social media, I'm not referring to YouTube. I like to think you get value from YouTube and even on Twitter, X, etc. But I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that nonsense. Social media is a lie and it's a facade, and it's used by the big corporations especially, and they pay influencers to make you think and feel a certain way. And social media promotes overspending. It is why women will spend a fortune on makeup, jewelry, clothing, handbags, shoes, etc. because Kim Kardashian or someone else will take one photo, which she's been paid a fortune to do, and they have to keep up. But it's the same thing happening for men. So men will feel like they're quite comfortable in their lives, that things are going well. And then they'll go onto Instagram or see a story of a friend they know in Dubai having a lavish holiday, which he paid with a credit card and is still paying off over the course of a few years. Or he sees a man with a very lavish, expensive watch or driving an expensive car, living the high life. Social media promotes overspending. So something that you never thought about, something that you never even considered before, is now in your subconscious, is now in your mind, and you are determined to go and do whatever it takes to buy it. And then you buy that expensive watch, get that expensive vacation, do that car. And then after 5 to 10 minutes or even a day or so, you are sick of it, bored of it, and something hits you in the gut and says, Jesus, why on earth did I spend that much money on something so superficial? In case you haven't realized, men are poorer than ever before because they are funding women's lifestyle. If you're a single man now, it's expensive to date. Well, you think it is because you think you have to do stuff. You think you have to go on activity dates, bowling, escape rooms, all that other nonsense. Who's going to pay for it? You're going to pay for it. You think that you need to take her out for an expensive meal and drinks. Is she going to pay for it? You're going to pay for it. And again, if you get a girlfriend and a high maintenance, narcissistic, toxic girlfriend, who's going to be paying most of the time? You're going to be paying. But even if you're single, men are simping. And how are they simping? OnlyFans, Amazon wish lists. And men who are married, they are the provider. They are the breadwinner. They are the ones that have to fund the lifestyle of a woman who sits on her backside all day and takes selfies. By funding these lifestyles, men are broke because you're funding something that is so superficial, that is so expensive, is so out of reach and out of touch, that the man is barely surviving with the bare minimum of his own lifestyle. He can't afford food. He can't afford his bills. He can't afford gas in his car. It's absolutely insane. Speaking of which, men just want to get rich nowadays, don't they? They just want to be wealthy. They want to be successful. They want to have the mansion, the car. You know the drill. Crypto dreams have turned men's lives into nightmares. By investing in meme coins, by investing in projects they don't really understand, by being gaslighted to believe and assume that they can literally turn $100 into $1 million over the course of a month or even a week or even 24 hours. And those dreams where they've invested their life savings, they've invested everything they've ever had into something that is very clearly a scam. I'm not saying all crypto is, and this is not financial advice. They've turned their lives and their future into financial nightmares. That's why they're broke. That's why they're poor, because they thought, I could take this last $10,000 I own and I can make $1 million. And they lose it within a matter of seconds. There is a social and societal and even family and friend pressure to spend. Even if you're frugal, even if you're quite careful with your money, even if you're good with your money, people will insist, just go out for dinner. Let your hair down. Just go book that plane ticket. You know what? Buy that new car. Do this, do that. What if that's not your way inclined? Which it probably isn't. What if you don't want to spend that money? What if you actually have budgeted very well? You can't afford it, but you're embarrassed to say. Society will always pressure you to spend. A great example of this is stag do's, bachelor parties, where men very arrogantly assume that you'll just take time off work, just take time away from what you're doing. They'll book it without even letting you know. And you've got to get on a plane to Vegas or get on a plane abroad or spend a fortune attending their wedding abroad. And you've got to pay because you're the groomsman, you're the best man, you're this, whatever, because That's what you do when weddings come along. It's absolutely absurd. That's the pressure to spend. What if you can't afford that money? What if you don't have that money? What do you do? Take out a loan so you can attend a bachelor party? That's why men are poor. That's why men are so broke. Men take risks, really big risks sometimes. Like I said, they'll invest in a stock, they'll invest in a share, they'll invest in a business, they'll invest in themselves, they'll do something that they think will better their lives. They'll even spend a lot of money trying to be seen a lot more on dating apps, which are a scam as well, or they might start a YouTube channel. They take these big risks and they lose big because they think, oh, I'm going to make it big now. I'm going to make 6 figures. I'm going to have that date. I'm going to have that progress. And the ROI, the return on investment, is atrocious. Risks are very important. Calculated risks are the way to go for sure. But men are taking risks every single moment and every single day to try and better their improvement, become more financially free, to get more money, and they're losing big time every single moment. And this is the most important point of all. And this goes under the radar. If a man's got no inheritance, he has no hope. Plenty of men out there are blowing money on crypto, businesses, and are very comfortable just sailing along in life, hoping, God forbid, a family member, an aunt, uncle, parent, grandparent dies, and all that wonderful money, no matter how much it is or how little it is, comes to them to basically pay for their screw-ups. But a lot of men don't have that. A large portion of men have no inheritance. A large portion of men have been cut out. A large portion of men have got family and generations before who've blown all their money. So with no inheritance, these men have no hope. How can they be bailed out? How can they be successful? How can they actually solve their financial problems? They can't. That's why they're poorer than ever before. And if you are going through this, I feel for you, because at the end of the day, there's not really much you can do. The cost of living is a joke. You know, your job's a joke. It's hard to make money in business. The government is taking everything they can, and no one's doing well at the moment. But this is a bad economy as I record this now. Maybe eventually the economy will repair and men will bounce back. But at the end of the day, it's just going to repeat itself. When men start making lots of money, the cycle will continue. This is life. This is economics. And if you're a man poorer than ever before, realize that you don't have less value, that you're not a loser, you're not any of those negative things. You're just trying to survive in life. And really, you should be thriving. We should all be thriving. But when that will be, how that will be, only God knows. Sorry to say. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to check out those guys and get 50% off, and also book a one-on-one coaching session with me, SCG, in the description below. Lastly, please do me a favor and share this video with someone who you think would really gain value from the message that's in it. Men are poorer and more broke than ever before. We know why. Now we need to save as much as we can, be frugal, and do things more calculated and carefully than ever before, because whatever we got, we need to hold on for dear life. Thanks for watching.